guys, in today's video I wanted to film for you an update as I promised on the Luma RX IPL system, the little laser machine that I filmed a review video on for you about a month ago. So I have since that video and since the first time trying it, I've done a second round bikini, underarms, and lip, which I did feature in that video. I wanted to just tell you how the hair has grown back, any side effects or reactions, and then I wanted to share with you one little thing that I've picked up recently that's kind of helped make this process a little bit more pleasant. So because I did a lot of laser hair treatments in the past professionally, I kind of knew just from being educated by them that, you know, your hair growth has a cycle that it goes through, and I think the mistake that I made and maybe why I had not great results the first time around was that I was scheduling my appointments like every 4 weeks to the day. The second place that I went to had me kind of just play it by ear to see how the hair was growing back. She said at that point I didn't know any better. Your hair cycle is different, and you know, you want there to be pigment or hair in the root for the laser beam to grab onto, and sometimes 4 weeks isn't enough for your cycle to produce new hair. I'm so happy that I knew that, because when I went to do my second round of treatments, I was able to spread them out and see, because each area my hair kind of grew back differently. So I used the laser for a second round according to how my hair was growing back. The first time that I used this, I only had it on the level 1. It has 3 levels. As far as my bikini, I noticed probably a week following my first treatment already like patches. I noticed one section the hair didn't grow back at all, and other sections it was growing back more than in other sections, but it was very patchy, which is a good sign, and that helps you kind of gauge where you need to use the laser again when you go to do it your second time. My underarms, it's really funny, my left underarm grew back very, very, very sparse. Very sparse. My right arm grew back a little bit more, and this one was more patchy, and this one was more like everywhere kind of was growing back, but a lot less sparse than before I shaved. My lip barely grew back at all. I had like a couple hairs at the ends here and a couple over here, but across my lip I didn't have any hair regrowth up until like 2 days ago, which is when I used this, and that way I kind of knew, you know, the areas to target. They give you a little instruction manual, and in the back they have charts where you can actually keep track of the date that you do the area, the level that you use, and how many times you use the laser. And I did have dramatically less laser pulse pushes than I did the first time for each area, especially my bikini. My bikini was a drastic amount of pulses less. My lip I did, let me just see. My lip I did only 2 less, and my underarm was 1 less, so about the same. But my bikini was way less, like 15 pulses less than the first time that I had to do it. The other thing I wanted to tell you was I moved up to level 2 on all 3 areas, or so I thought, and halfway through I was doing my lip, I looked at it because my hourglass was on to tell me to wait, and I saw that it was at level 3, which I was kind of surprised because it was, you know, uncomfortable, but it wasn't. I was expecting level 3 to be excruciating, and it wasn't. There was definitely areas on my lip that are more sensitive when you used it than others. Like the ends, it really didn't bother me. It wasn't uncomfortable at all. The middle, once you get towards the middle, it was a little bit more uncomfortable. So I ended up doing level 3 on my lip, which I was really happy about. And obviously, if you can tolerate the higher level, that's where you're gonna see the best results. And you can definitely build up, you know, to that level, but I was really surprised. My underarms and my bikini, I did do level 2, and it was a little bit more uncomfortable, but not unbearable. I really wasn't that much different than using level 1. I'm definitely going to be using level 3 the next time on all of my areas, just because I feel like I really have built up a tolerance, and I feel like I can handle it. You can always scale back the levels if you're midway through and it's just that much, you know, that unbearable. You can definitely drop back to level 2 or even level 1, but for me, I like the highest level I can as far as my pain management goes, because then I know I'll get the best results. Overall, I have been super impressed. My hair, I mean, even when I went to shave my bikini right before I used the laser for the second time, it took me 2 seconds. That's how little hair that I had. My underarm, same thing, and my lip, I really only had to take off the couple little hairs at the end. So that was only after 1 treatment. I'm so excited to see the results after the second treatment. And like I said, last time around, I had noticed like within a week the hair patches already like starting to take effect. One little not side effect, but one little thing that I noticed on my bikini line, right in the crease where your kind of like bikini meets your thigh crease, I did notice I had 3 little darker spots. It almost looked like a burn. Didn't hurt. It didn't feel like a burn. It was just a little bit of like a brush burn, it looked like. And I remembered when I was having my bikini professionally done, it was the summertime, and she told me that if your skin is different pigments, you really want to make sure that the laser you don't put the laser in the middle connecting the 2 different pigments, because that could happen. And it actually did happen on a couple different places on my legs when I did it, because I think I don't know, maybe the part of my leg was darker than the other just based on where the sun was hitting it. But I did notice in that kind of fine line, I must have put the laser, if the line was like this, I must have put the laser like this, and that kind of caused those 3 little marks. But they've completely gone away, just like the ones on my legs. They completely went away. Like I said, they didn't hurt, wasn't uncomfortable, and it is kind of your bikini line, so nobody sees it but you. But it's just something that I wanted to note to you guys, and a little bit of a tip if you are going to be doing your bikini, or even in your underarm, if the crevice, if you notice like your underarm is a lot lighter than like, you know, maybe like this side of your arm, just because of your skin tone. Just when you're going to laser those areas, make sure you put the laser fully on either the light area or the dark area. Don't put the laser right in the middle, because you might get those little marks, but they're not permanent. They will go away. I didn't do anything for them. Like, I didn't exfoliate or anything like that. They just kind of went away on their own. And it's only been a month, and they were gone in a couple weeks. I'm definitely looking into getting the larger one, because I do want to do my legs again, and I think Dan wants me to do his chest and back. He had tried the professional laser hair treatment centers as well, and his chest was kind of effective, but his back didn't take at all. And when I was telling him about the success I've had with this, he was like, maybe you could do mine. But this is just such a small laser that you would need to like, I've run this into the ground, I feel like, to cover those areas. So I really am considering investing in the larger one, even for the bikini, because you can use this on your bikini, but because it's so small, you have to do it, you know, a lot more. Whereas if you had a little bit of a larger laser, then you don't have to do as many lasers in it, it'll be quicker. Picked up on Jane.com, which if you guys know my channel and you know me, I talk about that website a lot. It's kind of one of those daily deal websites, and they have some of the stuff's like, but then I do find some really good treasures from time to time. And I had found this. This is an ice roller, and this is what they used on me at the first place that I went to, and this was heaven, and it made my experience so much more pleasant. I won't say enjoyable, but more pleasant. This comes off. You keep this in the freezer. You can use these for a couple different things. I bought this specifically for the laser hair treatments, because you can just, you know, if it is really painful, then you can just roll the area right after. It's not wet or anything, it's just ice cold, and it feels so good. I was reading about all the different uses for this. Is for if you have headaches or really bad migraines, just to like rub your temples. So I do keep this little guy in the freezer, and I used it for the first time on my bikini when I did this, and it definitely made it a heck of a lot better. It was only $14.99, so I just wanted to mention that. I'm sure you can pick these up on Amazon and places like that. These are really good too for like if you have knots in your back, like muscle tension. Even like right now, it feels really good. So I just wanted to mention that if you are someone that doesn't have a super high tolerance for pain, this might be something that would make you feel a little bit better using a laser hair treatment tool on yourself. I know a lot of you purchased this based on my review, and I'm dying to know the results that you've had, so please let me know in the comments below. Even if you've purchased the larger one, I would love to know your thoughts on that too. There is a promo code for $50 off. It was in that last video, but I wanted to mention it again in case you've been on the fence and you're thinking now you want to take the plunge. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited. I hope that you guys have seen the results that I have too. If you have any questions, things that I forgot to mention, please leave them below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Because they're so pretty. They're like a cat eye. They have glitter around them. The band is super thin.